What's up, everyone? Uh, Video title is not a joke. Came upon some stuff that was not supposed to be here on this car. So, I mean, first off, we got the battery tray. That's not like too big of a deal. I mean, I'll just grind it down and whatever. How the part that really gets me, and keep in mind, when I bought this car, I paid pretty all right money for it because it was supposed to be a quote unquote no rust car, and as you can see here, this was all rust, all the way down the side, all the way up here, and along the firewall to wheel well there. It's just full of rust. I'll pull up a picture here so you can see what it looked like before I ground it, because I was just shocked after I started looking at this. I found this when I was pressure washing the engine bay because I started like looking closer at stuff, and sure enough, that small patch that I thought was just a small patch was a lot more, and I know they saw it on the bottom because there's more. So here's the before pic before I started grinding. Granted, I'm not done yet. And coming back here from one of the plugs, and you can also see some of the rust that started eating through there. The crack. Looking through here with the handy dandy borescope, you can see, it's kind of hard to see on camera just because screen on screen, but yeah, we're dealing with some internal frame rust now in there, which is, not gonna lie, kind of uncool. And coming from a car that was supposed to be rust free, shit that I did not want to deal with, and that I probably can't deal with my current time and budget. And looking at the passenger side of the car through one of the little plugs down there. Let's get this on camera again. Where all the water dripped through on top over time, just from, who knows how they stored this thing. Clearly wasn't the right way. As you can see, there is some kind of nasty looking rust all along the corner there on the top, in the corners, and in the, sorry, this is like really hard to operate with one hand and try and get a good shot on the phone. I kind of lost it, but point is, there's some fairly nasty rust in there. It's not rusted through yet. I don't know how long it would take, but I'm gonna do my best to just stop it for now because I don't have the means to fully get rid of it. That would pretty much be like vatting the entire frame. Back here too, the entire interior is gone because the carpet was gross from all the water that was in here. It also caused stuff like that interior plate there to start rusting. This isn't really much rust here. This is just like on that black tar stuff where that plate started rusting pretty bad. Clearly they let a lot of water get in here because it was wet, which is pretty uncool. As for another thing that was totally untrue that they told me about, was they said they redid the fuel system now. I mean, I don't know about your definition of redone, but I think right here with a split fuel line that was just dumping fuel there, you can actually like see the inlet of the fuel filter. It's a little bit hard to see on camera, but it's there. And that's not a leak, that is a fuel dump. Glad they redid the fuel system, because I guess their version of redid is wanting to die in a fireball, because that's awesome. So yeah. Not very happy so far with the way things are going. I swear, anytime I look a little bit closer, there's something that they didn't exactly tell the truth about with this car. So, like, for example, saying the interior is nice and the carpet's full of mold and rat shit, so I had to pull it out because it's probably a biohazard at this point. Um, you know, giant spots of rust on the frame and internally. Like, I mean, they said they had a mechanic look over this and there's no rust, but as you can tell in the cracks there, there's some rust. And looking under here, this is all stuff that, you know, a little bit was already peeled off, and I started looking at it like, huh, that's kind of weird. So I just start like, you know, like picking at it, peeling it, and I'm like, wow. And keep in mind, I already wire wheeled some of this like up here, but there's still a pretty decent amount of rust left down there, and I'm just like, huh, you know, like that's not rust free. And like, I mean, especially because I specifically asked, like, how's the frame? Is everything good on the frame? I mean, clearly not. I mean, that's a little ding. That's not what I'm complaining about. I'm complaining about the rust here. And the rust that's on the inside. Because I specifically asked about how's the frame, how's the rust, and those 2 spots in the back that I welded up and showed last video. I specifically asked about those spots. And he said there was no rust. So, you know, that's awesome. Also, conveniently, the pictures he sent me, you know, missed out on the pinch welds here that got, like, I guess completely fucked up to the point where they I pretty much had to cut the bolts off of here just because they were just completely just bent, which is awesome to see. I mean, this wouldn't be too big of a deal. Keep in mind, this was actually folded over here, and I already bent it back with a set of channel locks, which is awesome. And what do you know? More rust. I love rust now. It's my favorite friend. So, oh, and also telling me the paint's gray when that's on the door. I mean, like, come on, bro. I didn't even do that. That's just how I got the car. Oh, and my favorite friend back again. Some little rust spots up here, as you can kind of tell on the light. That's there's more under the paint. So great paint. It's got rust under it, but you know, great paint. Looking under here on the windshield, this is a fairly common spot, and I mean, I wouldn't have bitched too much about this, but you know, if we're gonna start looking at stuff closely, that's awesome. There's little lines in there. Guess what? More rust. So yeah. That's how it's going. Not very good. I'm basically, what I'm going to do the best I can. Stop the rust where it is. I've already been wire wheeling this shit. Hit it with a shitload of rust converter. And then after that, hit it with some paint over it. Some of that like engine bay enamel stuff that I got. To essentially do my best to stop the rust until either this car becomes worth enough for me to do a full teardown and vat the entire frame to actually get rid of all the rust that's inside of it, or I don't know, get a different car. I don't know, but for now, it's my car. A bit unhappy about the stuff that was told to me and shown to me and turned out to not be very true. So, whatever, guys. I guess I'm here for the learning experience too, so at least I got something out of it. And hopefully this car will last a decent amount of time, even with the problems it has, so we'll see. I just wanted to drive my cool 80 sports car, to be honest, so I just want to drive it eventually. But, yeah. Not very happy, and, don't buy popular people's cars, even if you think, like, hey, you know, he probably won't screw me over. He's got plenty of money. Like, why would he screw me over? They'll still screw you over. Don't buy cars from famous YouTubers unless you go look at the car yourself and you look over every single inch of the car. Because I didn't think that. It's like, you know, why would they bullshit me? Why would they bullshit me on a cheaper car? Like, it's a little bit on the higher end for one that needs a bit of work, but I mean, assuming that everything he told me was true, not too bad of a deal, but turns out that is not the case. So remember, always go look at a car in person. because they will hide stuff from you. They will not tell the truth, no matter who it is. Even if you think that it's like, they got 30 cars. They don't give a shit. Like they just didn't really like this car. No, they knew about this, and I know for a fact they knew about this. So, yeah, lesson learned. And for project cars, whenever buying a car like this, it's always going to turn into a bigger hassle than what they make it out to be. But yeah, that's how it's going. And I don't know. Next video at some point, maybe after I get rid of all this crap. Just deal with it the best I can for now. So, peace.